I went from living like monks, living out back of the trunk, to pockets of fat with the mumps, pockets of fat like the clubs. Now I am living like Trump. Now I am living like Trump. Mimosas and posas, mimosas and mosa, mimosas and mosa, the Morris Costa Nostra. Pulling up in Testarossa, recharging the debt, discharging the debt, discharging the debt, recharging the jet. Swipers on deck, ciphers on deck, ciphers on deck, wipers on deck, wipers on deck. My life is on check, my life is on check, my life is on tubes, my life is a Jew, my life is on you. My wife is on 2, my wife is on 2. I'm going for 3, you know it is me. Bread is the pillar. The jet is my pillar. The fez is the killer. The bread is gorilla. The flow is Godzilla. The lizard a beast. I visit the priest. And tell him my sins. I tell him I'm twin. I tell him I'm him.
Peace, family. We closing out our day, but it wouldn't be complete if we wasn't with SupaNova, Slom, the medicine man. I just had two segments with Blue Pill. Talked to some wonderful sisters at this event today. Shout out!
I know that was blessed.
Shout out to the brother.
Indeed.
Y'all see this incredible drone on the table. I want the brother. Could you just shout your network out real quick? If you want, no, you don't have to. Tell the people about you, because you're doing big things.
Comedic Art Films, Comedic Art Photography. I'm on Instagram. I just do a lot of short films, independent stuff. That's all.
Okay, Comedic Eye Films on Instagram.
Comedic Eye Films, big up,
Indeed.
big up.
Had to get the brother shout out.
Shout out
to Comedic.
Yeah.
What up, family? Wellness salute. Woo!
Peace you and yours, brother Blue Pearl, reporting live and direct. We are here, Brooklyn, Commodore Battery Park International Arts Festival. This is a family affair,
I
brother.
got my Blue Pill sea moss on
He got
deck.
that
And he get the
7 Heaven
greens.
seed.
Yes.
7 Heaven seed.
And we got that super
And you know
green.
we got that super mega greens on deck. There'll be a link on the bottom, family. So if you want a discount specifically for our Black Magic 363 family, there's a link that will be on the video, and you can get a 15% discount off of the mega greens.
Dope.
And make sure you fortify yourself in addition with your sea moss. If you want your reproductive magic and you want your reproductive power, brothers and sisters, come on.
All right.
Yes, bro. What's up, Brother Rich?
So we're gonna have a lot of interesting talk lately because JC's recent album.
Yes.
Wow, man, you know this thing we call spirituality, and I think me and Blue was just watching a video on Prodigy talking about Dr. York and how much he learned from Dr. York. These rappers are more conscious than what we think they are. He said he just didn't want to put it in his music yet because he didn't know how to put it in his music.
Right.
That's what we was listening
We're talking
to
about Prodigy.
Right, and that's Prodigy. But
He said that his approach towards it is putting the medicine in the food.
Come on.
And then he said once he experienced what he experienced at the hands of NYPD and they tried to get him to turn on 50, you feel me? And he started seeing the blatant hand that was being played.
Right.
He made a conscious decision himself to say, I'm just putting out the medicine, period.
Oh.
He became the medicine man.
Come on.
With that music.
Medicine activate.
Medicine activated.
Come
you
on.
feel me?
Right.
And that was his approach. He went full blown.
Full blown. Yeah.
So Blue, with that being said, I want to ask this because we're constantly figuring out how to approach this thing called spirituality.
Right.
And I guess the millennials have a new approach. We had our approach. Each generation has their approach, whether it was the Jesus generation, whether it was the Muhammad generation, whether it was the Nation of Islam, whether it was the 5 percenters. What I want to talk to you about today, I heard Jay say a lot of things dealing with spirituality on his album, him calling himself God in the human flesh. In terms of Elohim, all of that. In terms of God, what we call God, shout out to Brother Panic. I was listening to his show the other day.
Panic.
He did a show on
American Gods.
American Gods, yes.
Oh yeah, that's powerful.
Did a show on American Gods, and he was talking about the idea of God appeasement, always trying to please God versus aligning with the energy of God. So there's this thing where a lot of people think, I got to cut 5 chicken heads off. I got to get some of this. I got to get some rocks. I got to get some blood. I got to have 15 different things lined up on my altar because I constantly have to please all of these gods. And then there's some people who have the approach where I'm not going to do all of that. I'm just going to align with the energy that we call God.
Right.
Law 44.
I'm just going to tap into that frequency of God.
Tell him, brother.
Talk to me about the difference between God appeasement versus aligning with the energy that we call God, Allah, Buddha, or whatever you want to call it. Christ energy. What's the difference? Because it seems aligning energy seems to be more of this new age approach to spirituality.
That's deep. And that's the dichotomy that we're dealing with. It's dealing with Piscean versus Aquarian.
Right.
So
Right. They ain't catch
they
the
will
memo.
call
We in the new
Aquarian pseudo. They would say that that's New Age.
Right.
But as we see, the young people's approach is they're going to tap into something, right, that they conceive to be godlike. So even in the TV show American Gods, the Aquarian, the New Age god, is Mr. Webb. It's the internet. You feel me? So
Come on.
the youth of today, you know, their gods are born online. You know what I'm saying? The gods of their era, whether these gods be the gods of entertainment, right? But the gods of our past are somewhat Piscean, working afoot in the Aquarian.
Right.
Now,
right.
Let's be specific. I'm going to talk pseudo, so please get ready for this, okay? When we talk about Jehovah, we're talking about someone, right, who utilize narrative, words and language, okay, to program the minds of a designated populace, right, a desired demographic during that particular time. So if they say that New York is the head of the snake, right, and they say that the city slickers from New York, they finesse the rest of the planet with their verbiage, with their talk.
Right.
They talk that lingo. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they export culture around the world.
That's right.
This brother was the one influencing the aspects of that culture, right? How you push it forward or pull it back.
Right.
So in so many words, he was Jehovah.
Right.
Because the people that were listening to him were the influences that went out. I like to think of New York, right, in the late 80s, early 90s as Rome, a province of Rome, who went and sacked smaller provinces. You know what I'm saying? Went in Rome.
Right.
These people went out and conquered like Romans.
exactly.
They went to the smaller territories, which would be the South. You know what I'm saying? And they spread this capitalistic doctrine, this Trump mentality, okay?
Look at
that they were bred from, and they went to these smaller provinces and they knocked these provinces off. They took the booty, okay?
Right.
Set up shop, and they inseminated the culture and the influence into these places. And these places, these children, right, it's like when they threw the water on Gizmo.
Right. And they multiply.
They turn into stripes.
That's right.
Right? They come from Gizmo, but they're not quite Gizmo no more.
Right,
so
right.
what you get from generations after that, and again, you're talking to somebody who, I was in Atlanta, I was in North Carolina, I was in all of these places in the South. I saw the terraforming and the transformation of these places when they got inseminated with the New York seed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Those places will never be the same again.
Woo. Never.
It does something different to them. You feel me? So a person that was partially responsible for the program and the ideology of that, I met a young brother earlier today, and he said, look, I didn't have a father when I grew up. Jay-Z grew me up. That was my father. His
deep.
music gave me the play-by-play directives on how to live my life, the codes of the street, how to do this and how to do that. Now this brother's a family man, so he was like, look where the narrative has come. Now, me being a family man, I can directly relate to this album because this brother's talking about being a family man, and he's saying that's what it is and that's what's hip. You feel me? So I'm even going to go harder in my fatherhood situation because the big homie's doing it.
Right.
So how important is the narrative when this person comes along and controls the narrative and they're able to control how other people think, and those people that he's controlling how they think are the ones that are influencing the rest of the quote-unquote populace, or putting the cap on what's cool, you know what I'm saying? Or the tastemakers are the one that's saying you can sit at this table or you can't. That person's influence is very influential.
Yes.
I don't know what the Illuminati influence is.
Right.
And they got to pay millions and billions of dollars to push it. But the only thing son got to do is drop a verse in a song. And things done change.
Shift.
You can't put money to your ears no more. You feel me? And there's a lot of other goofy shit that, you know, has met its end after June 30th.
Wow. Wow.
So
we're definitely in a transformation time.
we're in a transformation time. Like I said,
Right.
he would tap into that scorpionic energy, right, and deal with transformation. We saw it.
But
And
in terms of the God appeasement, though, that's
Well,
where
so
I'm.
let me
So,
pick
yeah.
that up. Let me pick part of that up.
Okay, he'll
real
pick
quick.
part of that
Let
up.
me do 12 with the real quick. So, okay, ritual was done. Let's talk about indigenous, right? Indigenous practices. The repetition, the commitment to repetition, right? That's what invokes the energy to stay.
Okay.
All right. What happens a lot of times is that, you know, our people being conquered by religiosity and then converting back to our original various spiritual expressions. What happens is we still bring the mind state.
We infected it.
We bring the mind state. It's like we bring the disease back in, because what happens is the Orisha, or the aspects of God, or the Interu, the aspects of the one divine, are expressions of the whole.
Right.
When you say, I'm gonna do an offering to Abatala, or Alegba, the Lord of Roads, or Shango, right? And your mind state is religious in that you have to cut a chicken, cut this, cut that, wear this, that. Oh my gosh, you're outside of the ritual. You cannot activate the full power of the deity, or the element, or the force, or the frequency if you're outside yourself. Now, it's another responsibility when you become the living host. I'm the shrine, I'm the mosque, I'm the temple, I'm the cathedral where deity dwells.
Right.
So when you create space and you clear the clutter in your mind, in your body, in your consciousness, and the foods, so deity can sit in you and resonate, right? You can facilitate deity to fully be active and hold you accountable daily. So every ritual you do to deity is a ritual you do to yourself. Okay. So we have gotten out of empowering ourselves and putting power outside of ourselves. Now that I'm woke, okay. Pardon yourself. But see the spirit. See, you talking about evoking? The spirit ain't got me. Okay, let me calm back. Let me bring back down to calm. Let me calm it down. So, my point in saying that, family, is that when you are woke now, what is your next objective in your daily manifestation now that you have come to consciousness? When you come to consciousness now, you have to now be prepared to do work. And what happens is now people are woke to consciousness, but what are your orders? What are you deploying yourself to? Are you woke and conscious, deploying yourself back into the madness and insanity? And who's holding you accountable? Are you doing the daily rituals, invoking deity in you to hold you accountable to who you say you are going to be daily? Right? So all I'm saying is that when we take out the religious, means religion becomes relago, means to tie back, to cut off. That's religion. That's the root of religion. So when you bring in spirit or spiritual, the root of that, the Latin root of that is to inspire. Okay? So now when you talk about I'm inspired, spirituality, I'm inspired, right? Now you have to do work for the energy that you invoke. You have to now put that to an activity. Spirits, forces, energy in you, outside of you, that is not giving orders, makes you insane. So my ancestors are talking to them. Oh my gosh! But are you listening? Are you sitting into the conversation? And are you putting it to work? The noise will get louder and louder in you because you done woke up. You done woke up. You done woke the spirit, like they say. You invoke the spirit. So once you invoke the spirit, you don't give it orders. You don't say, okay. You know, in the Kemetic salute will go, Nupu Heru, right? I am Heru. Anejarak Heru. Give praise to Heru, that I am. Right? So you're saying that the force, the attribute, the divine attribute, the science, the principle of what we call Heru, the victorious one. I am the victorious one. Nupu Heru. Okay? Anejarak Heru. Mean give praise to the victorious one. But once I say I am, I'm responsible for that which I'm giving praise to. And there's orders that I must give myself to put it to work. I must put Heru in work. I must put Shango or Batala. If you're into Krishna, if you're into Buddha, if you're into Christ, Christos, Yahshua, Yahweh, you have to put the force to work. So you say simple, I'm gonna daily put this force and I'm gonna say a prayer or a salute to my sea moss. And I take this sea moss and I'm giving an adoration and praise to the sea moss, and may the spirit that I'm invoking into the libation ritual, may it come back into me, and may the spirit I charge this elixir with charge my cells and my prostate. I'm giving orders to the liquid. It's not just aimlessly going into me. That's why the ritual of saying prayer before eating was an ancient universal practice.
Facts.
Because you're saying you want the superfoods to work for you, right? So when my brothers, right, I'm here with you all. I'm giving praise to the Orisha, to the Interu, to God, the Almighty, the Spirit, the Force, the energy, whatever you want to identify with, for us coming in communion. And now we came together, commune, and now our work is putting back the reciprocity to the people, right? So when we have orders, when we have divine orders, and we're not moving idle, that's when we can activate the true power. To your question, Brother Rich, about how do we now not just be in a situation where we're outside of our power, but take back the power, cut off the indoctrination of the religious aspect, right? And get back to the spirituality aspect where you're held accountable to what you evoke. So if I'm evoking Orisha, I have to put Orisha to work, not cut 20 chickens and wear elekes every day and wear white and think that the Orisha is going to just work for me. I am joint in the union, and I'm responsible with Orisha to manifest my work. I'm responsible with the Interu, the heavenly host, the Almighty Creator, to do the work. It's not a separation between church and state. See, that's what the conscience they had here. They want to separate you from church and state, right? Church meaning divine house, state means consciousness. See, this all Masonic in this thing. When they said church and state, they said separation between church and state. That means if your church and your state is temple and mind, it's separate. Now I can go to each of those realms and I can take you over. I can make a siege. I can make you I can make your mind an enemy. You know what I'm saying? Your state to your temple.
Right. Facts.
Right.
That's what we're looking at.
And so you're worshiping outside your church. That's why your state is chaos. Right. So we're saying in that sense is the unification of church and state. So when you are awoke to consciousness, you have orders. It's not enough to be awoke. You have to be woke and activated. Because see, when you start evoking this indigenous African power, ooh, you better be ready to work. Because see, they'll haunt you. They'll give you the boogeyman spook. They'll talk to you in your dreams. They'll talk to you walk down the street.
Back.
And then before you know it, you trying to convert people, and your family put you in a mental asylum, and they fill you with drugs. Most of the people in the insane asylum, it has been woke. But they've been talked to, but they had not put the work in. So they went crazy. The one that went crazy, he or her has been given the gift to be awakened, and the ancestors are saying you have been chosen to work. And they just want to be hearing the voices. Put it to deployment. Put it to your art. Put it to your nutrition. Put it to your fellowship with your family members. Put it to your talent. Put it to your frustration and turn your frustration into your fortune. To your point, Brother Rich.
I've heard a lot of teachers, Dr. Phil Valentine before said, God didn't create man, man created God. I've also heard those teachers say, this man we call Jesus Christ never existed. The people who worship him are fools. They're worshiping somebody that was an invention.
Oh, wow.
What I want to ask you is, because Jesus is one of the most popular names all over the world, people worshiping this entity called Jesus. Is Jesus more real than we think because of the energy that the world is putting out there? So, and if man creates gods, isn't Jesus as real as anything else right now with all the energy that Jesus is getting?
Yeah, okay, you want to speak to that? Because I'm going to speak to that. Yes, we make it real, right? But the thing about it is, what are we doing when we facilitate that which we're making real? You have a responsibility to what you evoke. So if you're evoking this concept of Jesus the Christ, in essence, you're putting the construct of the healer to this deity called God, called Jesus the Christ. Christ comes from Christos, which means Christ, which means the anointed. Anointed. Right. Okay? So if this deity is anointed, and you evoking this deity, and you're not living by the tenets of that deity through your work and your gesture or to your fellow man, then you are in violation of the deity you evoking. So you're false flagging. So you're saying Christ, Jesus Christ, and worshiping it, but you're not living as a mere reflection, as a healer, to your fellow man and to yourself. Again, it's a separation between church and state. So even when you evoke that which you say you evoke, if you're not uniting your church, which is your mosque, shrine, temple, your physical body, the heavenly host of God on earth, and your state of mind, and it's not united, then you're in conflict, even if you're evoking Jesus the Christ, Brother Pooh.
Yes, indeed. Like he said, you're dealing with an invocation, right, which charges your psychology with an already template.
Come on.
So to be Christ-like, right, because Christians supposed to be Christ-like. It's not to worship.
Come on.
You know, the story of this man. Is to walk in the ways of this man, whether it's myth or not. You feel me?
Right.
Because the same people that would criticize the Christos mythos is the same people that would invoke the Nile Valley legacies and what have you. Whether they are mythos or actual, peace, brother, it's still templated. You feel me?
Yes,
and the only way to actually receive, right, is to walk in the ways in which was laid down by the netters.
Come on.
So my whole thing is, if society were more Christian-like, we wouldn't have a problem.
We wouldn't have a problem. He's totally right. He's totally right, brother. We wouldn't.
So
if they were, right.
If it were. But the fact of the remainder is we do live, and there is space for alternative realities in this dimension that we live in. Because according to you, today is July whatever 2017. You are placing yourself in a artificial construct by the calendar and the clock to begin with. You know what I'm saying? You're dealing with mechanical time. You setting clocks back talking about daylight saving. You fed into that. You know that shit ain't real. You know what I'm saying? So you're already participating in this matrix. You feel me? So it's layers on top of layers on top of layers. You at the bottom layer calling something fake.
Right.
Your whole reality's fictional. You understand? So the Jesus Christ narrative, if we could look at the fact that we live inside of an amphitheater, you know what I'm saying? And that name is constantly being evoked.
Right.
You feel me? And for the most part, you know what I mean? Our nanas externalize their magic through this particular edifice to say, this is where I'm getting my powers from. You understand? For the most part, the majority of us that are standing here are testaments to the legacy, right, and the strength and the character of the continuity of our bloodlines that made it through because of Christianity, or we wouldn't be here talking about Christianity.
Right, that's right.
Okay? Because Nana carried that shit on her back.
Come on, talk about it, brother.
All right?
That's right.
In order to handle down that book of magic that niggas suddenly forgot how to use the magic.
Right. Well, we know, let's
you
talk
feel
about,
me?
I love how...
No, let me change this battery.
Okay, yeah.
To remove the shackles off of all of the bad rap that Christianity gets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of what we hear in the community is based on the fact that, unfortunately, a lot of people have been abused by this system.
Right.
Whether it's been directly by preachers or pastors, or they didn't had a mother in their life, or, you know what I'm saying, they might have been under that spell.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're rebelling to that indoctrination. So they are striking back at that abuse.
Right.
And that's why they attack it the way that they do. But to the benefit of that particular mythos, you know what I'm saying, like you said, we could attribute the walk and the plight of a Harriet Tubman, you know what I'm saying, who decided to become Jesus and Moses in her lifetime and use that faith-based initiative to walk that walk. So, you know what I mean?
Well, no, don't go too quick. Let's let them hold with it. Did you hear what Boo just said? Say that again. Because you got to slow it down because they woke. They just woke up. Right. Well, again,
slow down.
You woke, right? Wake me up. Here we go. Blue, hit me up. Now, you know, when I just wake up, I got to kind of come to.
Right.
So
right.
You got to slow down.
Yeah, here's a plate. Here.
Okay.
Food for thought. Yeah.
I'm up.
All right.
Okay.
So,
talk about that Harriet again. Let's go.
What we said is Harriet Tubman
Right.
embodied, if anything,
Right.
the spiritual mythos of Moses and Jesus in our lifetime to make it possible for us to come here to talk down against Harriet.
Right.
You feel me?
But she didn't wait for God to come back.
No.
To free slaves. She applied what we said.
She had to
church
embody
and
it
state. She unified
and
that
put the armor on
and did it. And said, in the name of, I'm going for freedom.
And that was done strictly through faith.
Come on.
Let's just keep it real.
Come on, brother.
You know what I'm saying? Get out of your feelings. And I'm not advocating for Christianity. I'm just saying it's a spiritual tool that, if properly used, can be properly used.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of the confusion in the community is dealing with the improper use of it.
Right, exactly.
You feel me?
Exactly.
But we don't take any time to give credit to people who have used it properly. It's a mythos, and what mythos does is inform psychology. right? For us to be afforded something that we were robbed of, which is imagination.
Right.
Ain't nothing popping without imagination.
Right.
So for people to have at most maybe 150-year reading legacy, you don't have no imagination.
Wow.
So the Bible became the only level of imagination
Whoa.
that we had in that 500-year span.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it.
So with that imagination, this is how people were able to get into the miracles, of which led ultimately to Pharaoh, let my people go. You understand?
Right.
In whatever iteration that it has been dealt to us, this is what we are here as a result of.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
Now, we're charged with the task of either getting it right or remodifying it or adding chapters onto it.
That's the thing. Yeah.
You feel me?
Right.
I'm surprised nobody told you 444 also equals Messiah.
Come on. What? Say it again, brother. Repeat that.
444 also equals Messiah.
Okay, bro. I'm taking a nap. Wake me up. What you say, brother?
I said 444 also.
Say it again, man. Let's do it again, brother.
444 equals Messiah.
Salute, brother.
Okay.
Salute, brother.
So that's all you see.
Right.
Emblazoned around the country, around the world. It's informing our psychology.
Come on.
Stop trying to confuse yourself with what it don't mean, and like, you know what I'm saying? It's speaking to your subconscious. Are you willing to be charged with the task and rise to the occasion?
Come on, rise to the occasion. Come on.
Being woke is not enough, nigga. You got to get out the bed.
Activate. If you want to, woke ain't a power word, okay? Everybody wakes up every day if you're blessed to do it.
I be woken in
right?
bed and laying around for hours
Okay.
sometimes.
Apply consciousness.
You got to get up and start moving.
Activate.
Don't skip leg day.
Activate, baby. Activate. Come on.
All right, so when we talk about all of these spiritual systems, name me some of the ancient African systems. You said you
got Yoruba, you got Akan, you got Wolof, you have
Got Palo.
you got in Kemet, you got indigenous Kemet practices. You have Zulu.
Okay. So
You also have the brothers that charted the
Dogon.
the Dogon. Yeah,
Dogon,
yeah.
right.
Mhm.
So we have these systems, and within these systems, a lot of people feel as though the gods or the deities or the spirits are blessing people, or they're hurting people, harming people, punishing people. So they'll say things like, so-and-so blessed me, or so-and-so punished this one, or so-and-so attacked this one. I want to read you something. This is from Esther Hicks, also known as Abraham Hicks, and I want to get your take on this. The universe is not punishing you or blessing you. The universe is simply responding to the vibrational attitude that you are emitting. Talk to me about that quote versus the system in which we feel as though God or the spiritual entities are constantly blessing us or punishing us.
So let's look at the attributes of the Interu, or the collective responses to the Almighty Inter. Okay, so again, when the ancient Commission or Kemetic family says Inter, is the masculine sound. Ter, is the feminine. Okay, hence Aset, Nefertiti, Heteru, right? So the women carry the T's at the end. So the invocation of Inter or nature, right, is the invocation of the mother-father principles, the male and female principles together. So when you look at the collective principles of the whole, you look at an attribute or an aspect of Inter would be Tahuti, divine intelligence. That's something that you should have for yourself. So you're not worshiping Tahuti on an ibis head. You know what I'm saying? You're recognizing in nature how the ibis moved in nature. And how it was the only animal that can go into the water with its beak and give itself a colonic and cleanse its internal organs. I'm not sure if you even know that. So that even that observation of that animal, we ascribe that to a divine intelligence that God created. So you have Kepra, transformation. You're not worshiping Kepra. You're evoking a transformative principle to yourself, which represents an aspect of the whole, God, or Inter, or nature, or netter. Okay. Let's continue to go. Asar, you're not worshiping Asar. You are evoking you as Asar. Okay? In the mythos of the story of Asar, the black man represented the body of Asar that was cut up in 14 pieces and spread throughout the kingdom. Okay? And then it was the Ast and Imbedhet, the sister that gathered the black man's pieces whole and made him whole again and resurrected him. You see? So just the stories or the principles were showing you how it was a reflection of how we needed to ascribe and put into practice, not a separation of church and state, put into practice the ancient Comitian systems. Okay? Let's go back into Het Heru. Het Heru represents the house of Heru, divine love, artistry. You're not worshiping Het Heru. You're evoking the principle of divine love. Okay? Let's go to Ta'ert. Okay? Ta'ert deals with sacred foods or the earth. Okay, so when you in ritual, you in invocation of the Ta'ert, you're doing earthly things and cultivating. You're cultivating land. You're cultivating your surroundings. Okay, Khnum, the molder, the shaper. All of these are attributes, and if you go into the ancient Hindu system, it's the same thing. Okay, these are aspects of divine. And so when the people, the initiates, applied it to themselves and each other, they were evoking divine. And they had responsibility and remind each other as accountability partners daily through ritual to show that. It became spookism when we became disunified. I say it again. So basically, me and Red Pill have a Blue Pill have an argument, and he's gonna now do a ritual to evoke Obatala to come and stop me from making money. The wrong use of the Orisha. So now what's gonna happen is the Orisha may actually be invoked through him, but it's gonna actually charge him and charge me. Because it's a unified unified attribute we all have power to. So when you talk about you evoke it, you know, the Latin version of the Santeria would be the African Latin version of the Orisha system, right? Then you got the West African original system. So when they're going back and forth on who's pure, who's whatever, and using their spirituality to attack one another, they both have to deal with the attack.
They cancel one another out.
Because they're from the same family. Right, so when we have a unified front of accountability and ritual and systems, when it evokes a unified power, it has a bigger objective. When the objective is community and family, the deity, the force, or the power through you is more resonated. But when it's used through malicious intent to attack my brother, my sister, my community member, I'm charged and I'm charging negatively against someone else. So I'm not out of the curse or the you know, I'm gonna curse you or put some negative isfit or hekau on you. I'm not out of it. I'm gonna pay for who I'm cursing. So if I curse Blue, he cursed me, we're both paying for that curse because we're doing the misuse of Orisha or Interu or divine energy.
True romance.
Come on. I mean, did that speak a little bit to your point, brother?
No, definitely. You all want to chime in on that at all, Blue?
His poetry is a little bit too beautiful, man. I'm gonna leave it just standing there. You know what I'm saying? Let that be that quotable.
Blue, you was talking earlier, we were talking about, not to go, because I know we've been talking about in the other elements, about the Jay-Z, right? And you said that how a generation is risen, you know, by his Capra. Right. And his Tahuti. Yes. Right? And when we were talking about that, you was telling me, Blue, that, you know, some people now they, instead of receiving the awesome was the transformation, they want to pick apart the brother's gesture. And I'm saying to myself, like, just receive. If someone is, okay, so people say, I like to be woke. Well, if you woke somebody up, now they woke, do you want them to go back to sleep?
Nah.
Right? So the whole thing, I'm woke. That's the new thing now. We got to get woke or we got to be conscious. So now that someone's awoke or come into consciousness, are you going to hold them to the 20 years you thought that they were out of consciousness? Because depending upon your mind and understanding, they've always been in consciousness. Honestly, I've been studying Jay-Z since day one, and he's always been dropping it. But he was not overt. It was like, okay, look in comedic attributes. Amin Ra, he was hidden with it. But it was always there if you knew how to see it. So those that did the knowledge knew how to see it. Me and Blue talked about that, broke that down. So he just became more overt in the time and the alignment. Blue talked about the Piscean age transiting into the Aquarian age, right? Which I happen to be, an Aquarian. So it speaks to the times of
44.
The 44, the transformation. And so I just want to say to that is,
Aquarian
why do you think our family is so attackful when they want people to wake up and now do the work, and now they want to break it down? Like, you know, oh, the Panther trailer came out, now everybody talking about, oh, that's the white man's movie. and not appreciating the beauty of the Panther trailer. Jay-Z has a powerful album speaking consciousness. Well, he ain't been conscious.
Yeah.
Why do you think that we do that,
It's
brother?
an Illuminati plot because what he's trying to do is subvert the conscious little Uzi vert that's coming out of the community because, right, when these dudes get on, you know what I'm saying, they're not going to get an opportunity to marry the baddest shorty in the game and get $1 billion because, you know, he couldn't possibly be for us and he putting, you know, all of them documentaries out because he's trying to rock us back to sleep.
Okay.
So let's put this on record right now,
Go,
okay?
drop it, brother.
Law correspondence. If it's 3 levels of sleep like they told you in Inception, God damn it, it's 3 levels of woke.
Come on.
Okay? So stop telling me that you got up. You got to get out the bed and take a shower, nigga.
Activate.
Okay?
Activate.
And then you got to go do leg day.
Come on.
So stop it. Okay? What level woke is you?
What level woke?
So now, because he has inserted himself into consciousness, he automatically has to deal with the petty party shit that comes along with this community.
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite rapper, conscious underground rapper, who, you know what I'm saying, on his Spotify, he only got 10,000 streams. He said it first. You know what I'm saying?
10 years ago.
Like, yeah, 10 years ago. Like, no, we're saying homie controls the narrative if you haven't yet caught on.
They ain't caught on.
Okay, if you haven't caught on, we're talking about narratives.
Right.
We're talking about somebody who has the ability with an album release to change the mentality of our people, how they see themselves and how they see other people in their
Come on, brother.
community,
Talk about it, brother. Yeah.
which makes you more relevant, what makes your conversation and your narrative a little bit more applicable.
Come on.
You understand? So if we knew how to fall in place in community and be unity, right, and run this relay race,
Come on.
instead of saying,
Right.
I want to be the one at the finish line. No, you're not the one at the finish line. You know what I'm saying? Let homie finish the breakfast, okay? And you could do a lecture about the goddamn ingredients, then went into the breakfast. What's so hard? You feel me? So it's very, you know, he has inserted himself into a place of weirdness where people feel like they own consciousness.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
We own that shit. He has no right to it.
Right.
That's how they feel. So it's no pleasing these niggas
But
at
you
the
wanna
end of the
keep
day.
Keep it a buck. What he's rapping now on the 44, he already manifested and continue to manifest. So, if you know, again, going back to Tahuti, the principle of divine intelligence. When you evoke something, you make your word manifest. So, if you talking about you own consciousness and you woke and you're not applying the manifestation of what you're uttering or you memorizing, then you ain't worth shit.
Right.
Okay, so
How have you
if your word is
activated your
reflecting
consciousness?
and if you actually making it from spiritual to matter, and you making it matter, then you can apply it.
If he saw something in his household,
Come on.
where he could say to his wife,
Right.
this spirituality shit work.
Right.
Where's your evidence at, nigga?
Show 'em proof.
Huh?
Come on.
Because we need you to bring forth, like I said before.
Come on.
Okay? Let's have a lecture where everybody brings the results of their good works to the table. Not on some ego shit, let the
Right.
world see it.
Right.
Let's have an open forum. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, look, this is my spirituality and this is how it works.
Right.
What are your practices?
Right.
I
Right.
don't see you niggas doing no new moon, full moon practices.
Come on. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas said crystals were pseudo. Like, I don't, where do we go with this?
Okay, stop. Wait, really? They said what? I didn't hear that.
They said crystals were pseudo.
Okay, wait. The crystals were here for millions of years before you niggas came.
Bruh.
And then it came into being before you was even in your body.
You got
So
crystals
what do you
in your body.
I don't even understand.
The pineal gland is a crystal.
The planet is a crystal.
Your body.
Your cell
body.
phone is a crystal. This camera looking back at me is a crystal. I'm a living amethyst myself, if I may say. And a tiger's
So,
eye.
yeah.
Okay, so, and ain't nothing pseudo about me
So
at all.
again, if
Come on,
anything, it raises
I
the
just
bar.
can't wait. I can't believe you tell me that. Oh my God. I gotta
Yeah.
purify my ears, brother. Oh my
Indeed.
God. Evoking the Arisha. Please cleanse the space. Where's the sage, brother? Please sage it down. Get Blue, hit him up.
Yeah. So
Let's spin it. Spin it,
yeah.
nigga. They spinning.
The wind,
They
yeah, the
spinning,
wind
nigga.
that
They
is, yeah.
They spinning.
Spinning, they spinning.
Okay.
So, activation of spirituality.
That's right.
At some point, this has to move past talking, right?
real.
Knowledge-based information,
Right.
into activation, the wisdom
Yes,
aspect.
yes,
We are
yes,
in
Blue.
the 2000s.
Come on, Blue.
Okay?
Yeah.
We're not in the 1900s anymore.
Come on, talk about it,
okay?
brother.
So this accumulation of information with no activation is dead. And that's what the children don't fuck with. You know what I'm saying? They like, yo, I don't want to hear all that shit. How does it work in my life? What are the tangible results of it? You feel me? So when somebody hits me up in my inbox, my DM, and they say, yo, I was contemplating suicide today, but I just finished watching you and Nova, and I got off the ledge. I'm good.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
I share
That's
it, man.
activation because our information is inspiration.
Come on, brother. Come on.
Okay?
Come on. Yeah.
So that's activation.
That's activation,
You
brother.
feel me?
Yeah, I feel you.
That's
Yeah,
taking the
yeah.
information to a place in which has not been took in a long time.
Yes,
My
yes.
babies can't eat these books, God damn it. All right? So Son's saying the spirituality is working for him. And then he's laying it out.
Right.
If nothing else, if he's identifying the success
Right.
of his run, the $1 billion run with spirituality,
Come on.
niggas need to fall back because your children are going to be interested in that now and
Right.
say, you know, okay, can you tell me a little bit more about the spirituality shit you was trying to tell me about on
Before.
June 29th that I wasn't listening to?
Come on. Salute. Yes. Yes,
My
brother.
wife's feeding the children liquid gold. God, that.
So I got one more question for y'all. I got one last question. It's getting late out here.
All right.
The show American Gods, it dealt a lot with the new gods replacing the old gods. We're in a time where there's a lot of, we live in a celebrity worship culture. Is it possible that celebrities such as Jay-Z, is he the American gods? Is he the new gods that's replacing the Jesus and the Muhammad? These celebrities that we see, the LeBron and all that?
That's an
And
interesting question.
this is what
Talk
I
to me
was
about
talking about in my
That's interesting.
intro monologue when I was leading into saying this divide a bit against Piscean and Aquarian and how he plays the cusp because his aligning with a deific force energy is not only in him calling himself Hova or God, you know what I'm saying, and manifesting in the material, tangible reality because we live in the West. This is all about materialism. You know what I'm saying? Your spirituality has to equate to a materialism.
That's right.
You feel me?
Real quick, let me just Blue, and it's okay. It's okay to use the elements in the physical. It's okay to not separate church from state.
Indeed.
It's okay.
Continue, Blue. Yes.
And when I was out west, you know, I went to Agape with Michael Beckwith. I was around different communities.
Nice.
And there's no such thing as spirituality that doesn't equate to abundance out there. And their pursuit is not the bag.
Right.
The bag is the result of their spirituality because they've aligned church and state.
Blue, because I was asleep. Blue, wake me up. Okay, now what
Yo,
you say,
the
brother?
pursuit.
I want them to get this, Blue. Wake me up. Oh, okay, brother.
Yo, son, the bag was results. Okay.
Okay.
A result.
A result.
Of their spirituality.
Come on, brother.
Okay.
I love that. Yes.
It wasn't the end point of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You feel me?
I feel you. Yeah.
It was a result of it.
Right.
Because once you become properly aligned with the spirit of manifestation, you manifest. And the proof is in the pudding daily.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? You don't got to cut no chickens. You don't got to do none of that.
Right.
So Jay-Z has tapped into the realization of that. I'm not going to go into what the accusations. I don't know. I'm not in the lodge with him.
Right.
You feel me? I have no idea. But what I'm saying is that vicariously through his invocation, he has allowed other people to manifest.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So the gods of old want blood as a sacrifice. You can't activate anything over here without blood.
Right.
Okay? The gods of the new age, of this Aquarian age, you have to align yourself with that energy and be in it and live it. You know what I'm saying? And what they're doing is, again, on American Gods, the internet, the web, right? You feed the web with content. And then you become God.
Come on.
You understand?
That's your offerings.
That's your offerings.
Yeah, right,
You're offering yourself up.
That's right. Offering yourself up.
Okay? You are your self-sacrifice
and the more you
in
offer
this
yourself
medium.
up, the more you be rewarded.
The more you be rewarded. So that's what he has manifested, and he has brought, right, this whole aspect of him being born in the Piscean age into this whole Aquarian
That's powerful,
reality,
brother. Yes.
because he's utilized the internet on June 30th, right, to become God
He provides the internet.
the internet.
Come on, brother.
Okay?
Kemet is always in the house, brother. Okay. Salute.
HTTP hotep
Hotep.
dot www dot
Come on.
Okay, title.sprint/444. He utilized that. A very
Talk that
clever
talk.
marketing campaign.
Yeah, that's right. Wow. Come
That
on, brother.
utilized digital technology, you know what I'm saying? And you know, all of the things afforded by way of this new era, this new age God, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which is these phones, if you pick the phone up, like I said, it's pure blackness. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's coming out of that cyberspace?
Wow.
You know, where do cyber and space meet? You know what I'm saying? Or separate. So
Wow, brother.
you can utilize these mediums as trestle boards. Let's talk about this masonry you accuse him of. Like I said, this is an individual who owns their masters.
Come
You know
on.
what I'm saying? And not only owns their masters, even if we're talking about the liberal arts and masonry, music is the highest degree.
Right.
So he has surpassed that because he's a master of his masters.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And he writes narratives without a pen and a pad. Did they not say,
that's deep.
you know, the true mark of the masonry is the building of the temple without the sounds of nails or motherfucking hammers? So if you're building this reality in your mind and it's terraforming society,
Come on.
you feel me? And they putting you in the Songwriters Hall of Fame as the only rapper to do so, I think them other goddamn Masons is acknowledging the God in him.
And then what did he do? The minute they said he was the greatest,
He acknowledged everybody else. He brought
evoked
all the
them.
netters in
He
with
evoked
him.
them all. He evoked. Now that's the
All
action
of the netters.
of a
And
true
those are your
salute.
new netters. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
yes.
I'm
brother.
sorry.
So, no, don't be sorry, brother.
No, I'm
So
saying
just-
because they can't deal with this information,
well,
but you
listen.
gonna get this work.
But okay, but all due respect, Blue. Blue. You come from the mightiest of wombs. There's no apology for being you, Blue. You can never say I apologize. You can say I restore my art because you didn't get it, but that means you still holding my art. You can't be sorry for a motherfucker that's not recognizing God. Because see, we not in the time of Pisces no more.
Nah, we not there.
The fishes ain't swimming in different directions. We are the water bearers. We're holding they're holding the vase, and we're
All those
pouring
waves
the
flow,
water.
right?
That means if I'm the
In
water
unison.
bearer, I'm responsible. I hold the chalice that contains the water. That means I had to get the water, and I had to do I had to do the libation. I didn't wait for somebody to tell me to do that. I had to pour libation. That's the age we in. So, brother, please, brother, you healing. When they don't even see you, you healing. You in the I see you in the mountains healing with the family. You're taking people through the rituals. You are applying. Well, you're not just woke. You're applying the steps after being awakened. Okay, so please, just
Super facts.
around your brother. I cannot even allow none of my brothers or sisters at this time for us to dumb down our superpower. You're mighty, you're awesome, you're miraculous, you're victorious. Nukpu Makaru, you are the victorious one. You are God has fortified your spirit to be deployed on this planet, to be awesome, to be amazing, to be unapologetic. If you are dulling your light, turn up your light, brother and sister, now. Tune in and turn up now. Do not dumb down your light. Illuminate life. And I'm not talking about no Illuminati. You're better than Illuminati. You are every
Right.
star that is uncounted in the cosmos.
You the
You're every
illuminated
grain of
one.
sand that you can't even count in the ocean. You are limitless, melanated brothers and sisters. So activate your power. Stop complaining, stop waiting, stop draining, and activate and fortify. And salute my brother for your work. Salute, Brother Rich. Salute you. And salute you out there for you doing the goddamn work.
Salute to
Respect.
the family, y'all.
On that note, leave your info.
Blue Pillar 44. Alright, on IG you can holler at me. Apparelnormal.com, law44.com, Ocean 14, SoGoBiz.com for that liquid gold. Shout out to Jay. Ocean14corp.com for that CMOS. You know, I'm sure that there's
Y'all
more.
See, you know, I'm hyped, but I be extra lit. You know, I got my CMOS and green, so y'all know I'm explosive right
Green
now.
leaf.
Receive.
-herbs.com for Mama Pill. You know what I'm saying? Let them know what that Super Mega Greens
Super
is.
Mega Green. So there's a link that Brother Rich has on the bottom of the screen. If you want a discount for our family in this community, we're offering you a discount. Please make sure you go to that link. And for you all supporting Brother Rich's channel, supporting Blue Pill, supporting us, we're making sure you get that discount. So make sure you press the link in the bottom of this and you go and you get your salute. Get your Mega Green salute on. SupaNova Slom, SupaNova Slom. Follow me on Instagram, on Twitter, and you can also follow me on Facebook. And if those in Baltimore, Maryland this week, I'm with your brother. I'm with Red Pill and Professor Griff.
drop
You know
the
what I'm
date for
saying?
them.
You know, this is called the Black Magic 363 All Stars. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be in Baltimore. You know what I'm saying?
What's
Just
that
charging
date?
people up.
What's
You know what I'm
that
saying? Fear of the Black Planet. They call it Fear of the Black Planet.
What's the date?
The date is this Saturday, the 8th. The 8th. Okay, in Baltimore, Maryland, family. Shout out to Professor Griff. Shout out to Red Pill, and we want to salute everybody, family. And you know, it's always a blessing. Blue, I love you, beloved. Brother Rich, man, salute, family.
We out here, family.
Peace to the family, y'all.
Peace.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace, family. This is Brother Rich from UGR, urging all my viewers and subscribers to help support the channel by donating just $1 to the UGR PayPal account. We appreciate the viewership and support, and we understand the power of $1. If you benefit in any way, shape, or form, we ask that you donate $1, whether it be monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly, or yearly, so that we can build our brand to compete with the NBCs, the MTVs, and the Foxes of the world. I figure since Kanye could ask Mark Zuckerberg for $1 billion, I could ask my subscribers to donate $1 so I could make the best possible content possible. The main objective of this channel is
I went from living like monks, living out back of the trunk, to pockets of fat with the mumps, pockets of fat like the clubs. Now I am living like Trump. Now I am living like Trump. Mimosas and posas, mimosas, samosa, mimosas, samosa, the Morris Costa Nostra. Pulling up in Testarossa, recharging the debt, discharging the debt, discharging the debt, recharging the jet. Swipers on deck, ciphers on deck, ciphers on deck, wipers on deck, wipers on deck. My life is on check, my life is on check, my life is on tubes, my life is a Jew, my life is on you, my wife is on two, my wife is on two. I'm going for 3, you know it is me. Bread is the pillar, the jet is my pillar, the fez is the killer, the bread is gorilla. The flow is Godzilla, the lizard a beast. I visit the priest, and tell him my sins. I tell him I'm twin, I tell him I'm him. High Majesty.